All right, that big, huge hazardous pecan is coming out, and we're saving the elm tree that's right here beside it. And we're doing it with our Optimus Prime. 112 foot reach, 65 ton knuckle boom. Grapple saw crane. We won't be using the grapple saw on this. We will be using the 3-stranded round braided sling. In position. Russ and Beth's giant pecan tree that's threatening their home. The whole crown of the tree is over their home with this big, bad, rotted area in it. I'm surprised it hadn't already broke in the wind, but we have to crane it out. There's 2 big limbs that go, one that goes across the neighbor's property through all of this mess. It has to be lifted out. We have to lift out everything else first to be able to get to this limb. I'll do this limb with a bucket truck right there. This limb and this crown will be done with a crane, and I'll cut it with a bucket truck. And so padding out the crane now. Roving Arborist Tree Service. Crane-assisted-tree-removal.com. Watching this unfold never gets old. "112-foot reach on 1 turret, 1 knuckle, 2 knuckles, 3 knuckles. 1 knuckle, 2 knuckles, there's a 3rd knuckle. Okay, this time I don't have to ride the hook because using the bucket truck from the other side of the tree to do all of the cutting from, rigging from. So the only thing that's going up is the hook and the round sling. Protect this elm tree. She wants to leave the elm tree intact. And I'll go get in the bucket and get perspective from there. Been going at it a while with the bucket truck. One large limb comes off this way, goes over the neighbor's property. There's another large limb that comes off and goes over the neighbor's property through all this stuff. And that's the very last limb that we'll lift out with a crane. And all the rest of this top right here will be lifted out with a crane while I'm cutting with a saw from the bucket. Big tree, big tree. Just moved the chipper truck up, taking the end of this limb out that was all over here, way up in there. It's gone. We still have to take it all the way back. And then I got to move the bucket truck forward more. Still on the very first limb of this big tree. Okay, in the bucket. Going up. Crane hook is beating me into position. Still have all of this limb. That's the very last limb. It goes way out through the trees over here on the next door neighbor property. So this limb here is our first pick. And I gotta put the phone down in order to rig. Okay, cut the limb loose. I couldn't film that. Got the bucket out of the way. I was down under the limb. So I couldn't run the camera and work too. Now I can. So we're going to pick it completely out and then go all the way over behind the crane and let it down in the alley. Process it back there. Then I'll move the bucket over here and rig this one. Take it. Running it from that remote control around his neck. Yep, decided to move my chipper truck forward. such tight quarters, there's really nowhere to warehouse the debris. We have to process it as we go. Otherwise, we'd put this all on the ground and leave, and I'd come back tomorrow and clean it up after I went to my granddaughter's graduation. I think it's graduation. What is it? No, it's senior. Golly. Senior. I'll edit that part out. If I had a GoPro helmet, I could catch the action when I cut it. I'm a tree guy, not a cameraman. Although I did operate a YouTube channel for a while, but holding the camera was also the work. This is different. So, finish picking this and that and that and this. All of this done down to there, and then we'll start on that limb way out there. Come all the way back, and then all we'll have is this trunk from here down. We have to unstack it with a crane as well. Big, huge. Oh, just cut that one loose. I had to go all the way back up over there and down in there to thread that one. Come back out and all the way back over here to thread this one. And having to pull it up out of the other trees. I'm glad there was no bees in that hollow right there. I've been stung by bee trees a few times in my career. My 45 years of doing this. Doesn't seem like I've been doing it that long. I'll have to go way up to get that cleared. But this This machine has up ability. So does this one. Joseph Swallow. 7:07 p.m. Still at it. Rigging the crane down. We got most everything chipped up that has to be chipped, but all the massive amount of blocks I've just got done putting out in a pile over at the street. And so I have to come back tomorrow, finish cleaning this up, move the blocks that are over in the pile by the street, plus take this big bad baby down to 4 feet.